Hello, and welcome back to Healthy Aging Tips, where we empower you with practical, science-based strategies to live stronger, longer, and healthier. Today's topic could change how you experience every single day, whether you feel tired and sluggish or energetic and resistant to illness. Let me start with a simple question. Have you ever wondered why some people seem to catch every cold going around, while others stay healthy no matter the season? The answer, in most cases, lies in a hidden force within your body, your immune system. Now, let's break it down together. Immunity, or your body's immune system, is like an invisible army, working 24/7 behind the scenes to defend you against thousands of potential threats. These threats include viruses, bacteria, fungi, and even cancerous cells that can arise within your body. Think of it as your own internal security force, trained to detect danger, neutralize it, and then remember it so it can react faster next time. But this army doesn't operate in isolation. It's deeply connected to your lifestyle, what you eat, how you sleep, whether you move your body, your stress levels, and even your mood. Let me introduce you to George. He's 68, lives in Florida, and used to catch the flu every winter. Without fail, he thought getting sick was just a normal part of aging. But after speaking to his doctor and learning how immunity works, he made a few small changes, and last winter, for the first time in over a decade, he didn't get sick. Not even once. That's the power of the immune system when it's working. Well, but when it's weak, even the smallest virus can knock you out for days or weeks. Let's explore what actually happens inside your body. Your immune system has two main branches, innate and adaptive immunity. The innate system is your first line of defense. It reacts quickly, but it's not very specific, like a general alarm system. The adaptive system, on the other hand, takes a little longer to respond, but it's smarter. It remembers past invaders and creates targeted attacks. This is how vaccines work. By the way, now here's where it gets even more fascinating. Your immune system isn't just in one place. It's distributed throughout your body, in your blood, your bone marrow, your gut, your lymph nodes, your skin. In fact, over 70% of your immune cells live in your gut. That's right, the place you digest your food is also where most of your body's defense decisions are made. And here's the kicker. Your immune system is constantly learning. Every germ it defeats makes it stronger. Every healthy meal you eat helps build its weapons. Every restful night of sleep restores its strength. But the opposite is also true. Every time you skip meals, don't sleep well, drown in stress, or neglect your body, your immune system weakens, slowly, silently. That's why having strong immunity isn't just about avoiding colds. It's about quality of life. It's about protecting yourself from long-term inflammation, chronic fatigue, digestive issues, and even conditions like cancer, Alzheimer's, and autoimmune diseases. In a world where new viruses are emerging, air pollution is rising, and stress is part of daily life, we can't afford to ignore our body's first and most essential defense, immunity. Now you may be thinking, okay, I understand immunity is important, but what does strong immunity actually feel like? Let me tell you, strong immunity feels like energy. It feels like sleeping through the night and waking up refreshed. It means your wounds heal quickly. You recover fast from stress. You don't get every bug your coworkers or grandkids bring home. You feel mentally sharper, less inflamed, more in balance. That was the case for Sarah, a 59-year-old teacher in Wisconsin. For years, she thought it was normal to get sick 5 or 6 times a year. But when she started focusing on gut health, sleep, and cutting back on sugar, something shifted. The next school year, she only got mildly sick once, and bounced back within 48 hours. So yes, strong immunity shows up in ways big and small. And here's something I want you to remember. Immunity is not fixed. It's not something you're born with and stuck with forever. You can strengthen it at any age. Whether you're in your 30s, 50s, or 80s, you can take steps starting today to fortify your body's golden shield. Let's face it, we live in a world full of unpredictable challenges. Viruses, stress, environmental toxins, they're not going away anytime soon. But the good news is, your immune system is designed to adapt, evolve, and fight back. All it needs is your support. So here's my question to you. Do you feel like your immune system is supporting you? Or is your body constantly struggling to keep up? Let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear your story, and maybe feature your experience in a future video. In the next segment, we're going to dive deep into the hidden reasons your immune system might be falling behind, and most importantly, what you can do to reverse it. So don't go anywhere. And if you're finding this valuable so far, please give this video a thumbs up, and make sure to hit subscribe so you never miss a chance to take your health into your own hands. Because your immunity is your greatest asset, and it's time we start treating it that way. Asterisk. We explored what immunity really means, and why it's your body's first and most powerful line of defense. Now, let's go a step deeper. Because knowing what immunity isn't enough to truly protect yourself, especially if you're over 50. You need to understand what's quietly weakening your immune system day after day. And spoiler alert, it's not always obvious. Let's start with one of the biggest culprits, sleep deprivation. We live in a society that glorifies hustle, late nights, and doing more, but your immune system, it doesn't care about your deadlines, it cares about recovery. When you don't sleep enough, especially deep, restful sleep, your body reduces the production of infection-fighting cells, like T cells and cytokines. These are your internal bodyguards, and without them, you're vulnerable. Studies have shown that people who sleep less than 6 hours per night are more than 4 times as likely to catch a cold than those who sleep at least 7 hours. 4 times. That's not a minor detail, that's your body sounding the alarm. Let me tell you about Mike. He's 62, semi-retired, and helps care for his grandkids. For years, he told himself he only needed 5 hours of sleep. But every flu season, he was the first to catch something, and the last to recover. When he finally started prioritizing his sleep, using a fixed bedtime, less screen time at night, and no caffeine after lunch, he noticed a huge difference. Fewer sick days, more energy, better mood. So ask yourself, are you truly giving your body time to repair overnight? Next up, poor diet. Your immune system is made up of billions of cells, and those cells need fuel. But not just any fuel. They don't run on donuts, soda, and frozen meals. They run on vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and fiber. Every time you choose ultra-processed food over whole, fresh ingredients, you're essentially starving your immune system of what it needs to fight. You're filling your body with sugar, trans fats, and artificial additives that cause inflammation, and chronic inflammation is like poison to your immunity. One of the worst offenders, refined sugar. Sugar suppresses immune cell activity for up to 5 hours after consumption. So that's soda at lunch. It's like temporarily cutting the power to your immune defense team. And here's another often overlooked issue, dehydration. You might think this only matters in hot weather, but staying hydrated is critical for flushing toxins, carrying nutrients, and keeping your mucous membranes moist, especially in your lungs and sinuses, where viruses try to enter. When your body is even slightly dehydrated, immune function takes a hit. So, if you're feeling sluggish, foggy, or noticing dry skin or dry mouth, your body might be calling out for water. Here's something many people don't realize. Stress is an immune killer. Chronic stress elevates a hormone called cortisol, which weakens the immune response by reducing lymphocyte production. Those white blood cells that help fight infection. Think about it. Have you ever gotten sick right after a stressful week? Maybe after moving house, or during tax season, or caring for a loved one in the hospital. That's not coincidence. That's science. And while short bursts of stress are manageable, constant, low-level stress from finances, relationships, loneliness, or anxiety silently chips away at your immunity over time. That's why practices like meditation, deep breathing, time in nature, and even simple laughter can be powerful immune boosters. They calm your nervous system and let your immune system do its job. Now let's talk about something a bit more physical. Lack of exercise. You don't need to run marathons, but if you're spending most of your day sitting, whether it's in front of a TV, in your car, or at a desk, you're slowing down your circulation, and your immune cells travel in your bloodstream. So if your blood isn't flowing well, neither are your defenses. Exercise stimulates the lymphatic system, helps clear out bacteria from the lungs, and reduces stress hormones. Just 20 to 30 minutes of walking a day can strengthen your immune response significantly. And here's a real surprise. Neglecting your gut health is another hidden cause of low immunity. As I mentioned earlier, over 70% of your immune system lives in your gut. So when you're dealing with constipation, bloating, indigestion, or irregular bowel movements, it could be a sign your gut is inflamed, and so is your immune response. Too many antibiotics, low fiber intake, and not enough fermented foods can all weaken your gut flora. The beneficial bacteria that train your immune system to recognize harmful invaders. Now, let me share the story of Maria, a 55-year-old nurse from Texas. She had recurring sinus infections and digestive issues. After working with a nutritionist, she began eating more fermented foods like kimchi and yogurt, increased her fiber intake, and cut out soda. Within 3 months, not only did her gut feel better, but she also stopped getting sick as often. And finally, let's not forget environmental toxins and poor hygiene. If you're regularly exposed to secondhand smoke, air pollution, harsh cleaning, chemicals, or mold in your home, your immune system is constantly working overtime. It becomes distracted, so when an actual virus enters, it might not have enough energy left to fight effectively. At the same time, basic hygiene, like washing hands, disinfecting commonly touched surfaces, and replacing old toothbrushes can make a bigger difference than you think. These actions reduce the number of pathogens your immune system has to fight in the first place. Now, one last point that can't be ignored. Age. As we get older, our immune system naturally becomes slower to respond. But that doesn't mean you're doomed. It just means you need to be proactive. Supporting your immunity after 50 isn't optional. It's essential. So here's the question of the day. Which of these hidden causes surprised you the most? Are you getting enough sleep? Drinking enough water? Managing stress well? Let me know in the comments. I read every one of them, and your experience might help someone else watching this video. In the previous parts, we talked about how important your immune system is and why it's sometimes weaker than it should be. Now, let's focus on what really matters: how to make it stronger naturally. Simply, and sustainably. It starts with sleep. When you get enough restful sleep, your body creates the cells that fight off viruses and repair damage. Just 7 to 9 hours each night can dramatically reduce your risk of getting sick. If you struggle to fall asleep or stay asleep, try avoiding screens before bed, keeping a consistent schedule, and creating a relaxing routine. People who prioritize sleep often notice fewer colds, more energy, and better mood. Your food matters just as much. A balanced diet rich in vegetables, fruits, healthy fats, lean protein, and fermented foods provides the nutrients your immune cells need. Avoiding added sugar is critical. Sugar weakens immune cell activity for hours after consumption. Instead of soda or snacks, choose water, herbal teas, and whole foods. Meals made with garlic, citrus, greens, and colorful vegetables give your body the antioxidants and vitamins it needs to function well. Speaking of water, hydration is another powerful habit. Without enough fluids, your body can't flush out toxins or transport nutrients efficiently. Aim for about 8 cups of water per day. More if you're active or in a hot environment. Many people walk around slightly dehydrated and don't realize it's causing fatigue or brain fog. Try starting your day with warm lemon water or sipping herbal teas. Throughout the day to stay hydrated and support immune activity, movement is medicine. Regular, moderate exercise supports circulation, lowers inflammation, and helps immune cells move through the body. Just 30 minutes of brisk walking, stretching, yoga, or even light chores can make a difference. For older adults, gentle activities like Tai Chi or gardening are excellent, but avoid overtraining. Too much intense exercise can temporarily suppress your immune function. What's happening in your mind affects your immune system too. Chronic stress weakens immunity by increasing cortisol levels. But simple practices, like breathing exercises, short meditation sessions, spending time outdoors, or engaging in hobbies can help calm the nervous system and restore balance. Laughing, connecting with friends, or keeping a gratitude journal also have real effects on your physical health. Hygiene is a frontline defense. Wash your hands properly and often, especially after being in public spaces. Clean commonly touched surfaces like phones, doorknobs, and light switches regularly. Let fresh air into your home and consider using natural cleaners to avoid exposure to harsh chemicals that can affect lung health. A clean environment reduces the workload on your immune system. Finally, don't skip your check. Routine health screenings can reveal hidden issues like vitamin deficiencies, low white blood cell counts, or chronic inflammation. These signs often show up before serious problems begin. Getting your vitamin D levels, blood pressure, and blood sugar checked gives you and your doctor a clear picture of what your body needs. Prevention is easier and safer than treatment. These 7 habits, sleeping well, eating smart, drinking enough water, moving daily, managing stress, staying clean, and checking your health regularly, are simple but powerful. They don't require special products or complicated routines. They only require consistency. Now I'd love to know, which of these habits are you already doing? Which one do you think would make the biggest difference for your health? Leave a comment below. Read every single one. If this video helped you, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more weekly health tips, and share it with someone who wants to stay strong all year long. In the next part, we'll talk about who needs to boost their immunity the most, and how you can support them, too. Stay healthy, and I'll see you soon. Now that you know how to naturally boost your immune system, it's time to focus on the people who need this the most. Not everyone's immune system is operating at the same level, and some people are more vulnerable than others. If you or someone you love falls into one of these groups, this part is especially for you. Let's start with people who get sick frequently. If you find yourself catching colds several times a year, or if a simple flu knocks you out for weeks, your immune system is likely underperforming. Frequent infections aren't normal, they're a signal that your defenses are down. This group needs to take immune support seriously and adopt the core habits we discussed earlier. Consistent sleep, proper nutrition, hydration, regular movement, and stress reduction. Next are those recovering from illness, surgery, or infection, especially post-viral conditions like COVID-19. Recovery drains the body's resources, and immune function often remains compromised long after the main symptoms disappear. Fatigue, shortness of breath, brain fog, and recurring infections can linger for months. For these individuals, rest is essential, but so is rebuilding strength through nutrient-rich meals. Light movement, like walking, and adequate hydration. Supporting gut health with probiotics and gentle anti-inflammatory foods such as ginger, turmeric, and bone broth can also accelerate recovery. Another high-priority group, older adults. As we age, the immune system becomes slower to respond. This natural decline is known as immunosenescence. It means wounds take longer to heal, infections last longer, and the risk of complications increases. But here's the good news. IMMUNE decline isn't inevitable. Older adults who stay active, eat well, sleep soundly, and stay socially connected can maintain strong immune defenses. Vitamin D, zinc, and omega-3 South are particularly important here and should be part of regular meals or supplements if needed. Children are also a special group when it comes to immunity. Their immune systems are still developing, which makes them more susceptible to viruses, especially in school or daycare environments. For kids, the basics are still the best strategy. Lots of fruits and vegetables, plenty of water, regular play, enough sleep, and less sugar. Limit processed snacks, encourage outdoor activity, and make sure they wash their hands often. If they've been on antibiotics, consider giving them probiotics to restore gut flora. Let's not forget those with chronic stress, anxiety, or sleep disorders. These conditions put the immune system in a constant state of suppression. Stress raises cortisol, which weakens the immune response over time. Poor sleep disrupts hormonal balance and reduces the production of infection-fighting cells. If you know someone who's constantly anxious, burned out, or struggling with insomnia, immunity is likely suffering. Breathing exercises, guided meditation, gentle yoga, and magnesium-rich foods may help restore balance. Support from family, friends, or a mental health professional can also be critical. Now consider people with poor diets, those who eat mostly processed foods, skip meals, or rely heavily on sugar and caffeine to get through the day. This kind of eating starves the immune system of essential nutrients like vitamin C, zinc, iron, and antioxidants. Malnourishment doesn't just happen from lack of food, it also happens from lack of real nutrition. To support these individuals, start with simple swaps. Replace soda with herbal tea, white bread with whole grains, fried snacks with nuts or fruit. Encourage batch cooking or prepping healthy meals in advance to reduce reliance on takeout. Another vulnerable group includes smokers, heavy drinkers, and people exposed to environmental toxins. Smoking damages the lungs and weakens the mucosal immune barrier. Excess alcohol impairs liver function and disrupts gut flora. People exposed to air pollution or industrial chemicals are also more likely to experience chronic inflammation. For these individuals, immune support must include reducing exposure, quitting harmful habits, and detoxifying through clean eating, hydration, and antioxidants. There's also a growing group of people with autoimmune conditions where the immune system mistakenly attacks the body itself. These individuals walk a fine line. Their immunity needs support, but overstimulation can worsen symptoms. The key here is balance, focusing on anti-inflammatory foods, gentle exercise, sleep hygiene, and targeted supplements like omega-3 south or curcumin. Any new regimen should be approved by a healthcare provider. Don't overlook caregivers. Are the people who are always taking care of others but often neglect themselves. Their stress levels are high, sleep is disrupted, and mealtimes are inconsistent. If you're a caregiver, you need immune support more than ever. Make small adjustments. Prepare easy, healthy meals in bulk. Ask for help when needed. And create short breaks to breathe, stretch, or sit in silence. So whether you're recovering from illness, caring for children or aging parents, managing chronic stress, or just trying to stay ahead of seasonal bugs, strengthening your immunity is not optional, it's essential. These groups all face unique challenges, but the core habits remain the same. What changes is the level of support, focus, and personalization. Now, I want to ask you, do you or someone in your life fall into one of these groups? If so, which strategies are you already using, and which ones do you want to try next? Drop a comment below. You never know who you might help by sharing your experience. If you've been following along, you now understand the full picture of natural immunity, what it is, why it matters, what weakens it, how to build it up, and who needs it most. But here's the truth: knowledge isn't enough. It's what you do with it that counts. That's why today, we'll help you build your own simple, powerful action plan to support your immune system every single day. Let's begin by summarizing the essentials. Your immune system works best when you support it from multiple angles. That means getting enough sleep, eating whole, nourishing foods, staying hydrated, exercising regularly, reducing stress, keeping your environment clean, and checking in with your health professionals. Each of these habits might sound small on its own, but together they create a powerful shield, one that can help you avoid seasonal illnesses, recover faster from setbacks, and even prevent more serious conditions. From developing down the line to make it actionable, here's a simple 7-day challenge you can start right now. Each day, focus on one key habit. Day 1, go to bed 30 minutes earlier and set a consistent sleep time. Day 2, replace one processed meal with a home-cooked dish rich in vegetables. Day 3, track your water intake and aim for at least 8 glasses. Day 4, take a 30-minute walk outdoors. Day 5, try a 10-minute breathing or meditation session. Day 6, deep clean a commonly used space in your home. Day 7, book a health checkup or get a basic blood test. If you haven't had one in the last year, once you've done this for 1 week, reflect. Which habit felt easiest? Which one made the biggest difference in how you felt? Keep the ones that work, build on them slowly, and don't try to do everything perfectly all at once. Let me share one final example. Linda, 65, used to feel run down all winter. After watching a video just like this one, she committed to drinking more water, walking daily, and cutting sugar. 6 months later, she hasn't been sick once, sleeps better, and says she feels 10 years younger. Her story isn't rare, it's what happens when small steps add up over time. So here's my question to you. What's the first thing you'll do today to support your immune system? Will you clean up your sleep, go for a walk, cook something healthy? Let me know in the comments. I want to cheer you on. If you found this video series helpful, please like, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Together, we can build stronger, healthier lives, one habit at a time. Your immune system is your lifelong partner. Support it daily, and it will support you back. Thank you for watching, and until next time, stay safe, stay strong, and stay healthy.